and welcome to episode 40 of the Fourth and Skull podcast. As always, we are your hosts. I am Sam.
And my name is Pat.
Pat, did you see Josh Donaldson get thrown out after hitting a home run last week?
Man, yeah, I kind of missed the whole altercation, but hey, Twins are going to the postseason,
Maybe we're in. Are we still a football podcast?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking like the XFL's coming up soon too.
The Rock is going to
has bought the whole league for $7 million.
Anyway, I suppose we have to talk about the Vikings and the Colts.
Gosh, this is so bad.
I have a lot of thoughts. So I wasn't able to see the game live. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Noah and Jenny Mooney. Congratulations. They probably don't listen to this podcast, but whatever.
Why would they?
But yeah, so I actually watched the game last night. So for those who don't know, we're recording on Tuesday, and this is real fresh in my mind. So
yeah.
Pat's had a little bit of time to digest. Pat's had some time to digest, but I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
So let's
since you're a little fresher, why don't you? Yeah, I'm just gonna let you lead us off.
Well,
lead us off, buddy.
We lost the coin toss. And it was that moment that I knew.
That moment that you knew.
No, seriously. No, we put a good drive together. I think
it's always the first drive.
The first drive is great. We get to script it all week, and it's great. Petered out at the end, got a field goal. But
yeah, that was a bummer.
But and it took it took
6, 7, 8 minutes off the clock.
Took quite a bit of time, and so I was thinking, I knew the game went poorly, but I was like, I wonder where this is going to turn because it seems like it's going fine.
Right.
We had a couple deep balls to Adam Thielen. We had a couple of good runs, put it all together. And I was like, all right. Well, then the Colts have their drive, and they put a nice little drive together. And that ended, I'm pulling this up right now.
5-yard TD by Jonathan Taylor.
5-yard TD by Jonathan.
By the way, is going to be phenomenal in this league.
He's going to be phenomenal. So with Marlon Mack out, he really shined. He really turned out to be their bell cow. But each team only had one possession in that first quarter. Mm-hmm. And it just all started to fall apart from there.
I don't even know. I'm almost out of energy and words to even explain how I feel.
I'm glad you used that phrase because it seemed like the Vikings themselves were out of energy.
They were lethargic.
It just didn't seem. And then you see Ngakoue, who's just gets that sack, and he's like, let's go, and trying to whip some passion up. And then you see a little spurt from the team, and the defense starts to spout up a little bit. You know what? Their first quarter drive ended with a Harrison Smith to Eric Wilson.
Oh, that's right. It was
phenomenal
play
the whole
by
first
Smith.
quarter.
Yeah,
the whole first quarter seemed like it was going great.
Exactly. Just like against the Packers.
The Packers. So and then we had the Jonathan Taylor 5-yard run.
Sure, I misspoke. Yep.
So then we're going back and forth a little bit, and then the next points up on the board are 2 points. Put up by the...
How did I forget?
Put up by the defense for the Colts.
How did I forget another safety?
Okay,
dude.
This safety...
I was 100%
I'm not a fan.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I'm not a fan. Yeah. I'm not a fan of referees, governmental entities in general. I just tend to, just let them play. The fact that the ref blew this ball dead in the end zone for such a consequential safety, and Mike Pereira agrees with me.
Yes.
So bad.
This has consequences because they get the ball back along with the 2 points.
Exactly. So it's like a drive and a half that spits out. And so it's like...
And it wasn't
come on. That's such a huge
deal.
He
had him wrapped up. It wasn't like
Kirk
he was
driving. And his offensive lineman was pushing him out of the end zone. It was like we got out of the end zone.
And the second I saw him running up like that, I was like, dude.
Are you freaking kidding me?
We got out of the end zone.
We got out of the end zone.
Put the ball on the freaking lawn.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
crap.
Okay.
That is crap.
That is crap. But then what I also want to say is Kirk Cousins, I don't know if he's got super glue on his hands, but dude, he's holding the ball way too effing long.
So
he's holding the ball way too long. Throw the ball away.
This is going to be a theme of the episode.
I don't care if you fucking punt the ball. Throw the ball away.
Here's what's going to happen throughout the course of this episode of the Fourth and Skull podcast. Is Pat is going to say something derogatory about Kirk Cousins. Sam is going to defend him and make another excuse. But I want to preface this whole conversation by saying that Kirk Cousins did not play well. Kirk Cousins did not play well. No. He played very, very poorly.
But it's not all on him.
It's not on him.
It's not all on him. There
are a lot of things that can make up for bad facets of your team. You can make up for a bad running back by having a really good offensive line. I think we've talked about that.
Oh yeah,
before.
For sure.
You know, you look at you look at the Steelers perennially. You look at the San Francisco 49ers last year. Which I want to reminisce back to to both when we lost to them in the divisional round and when they beat the Packers in the championship game last year. I'm going to get back to that moment in a little bit, but you see a lot of you can make up for a lot of sins with a few good things. You cannot make up for a bad offensive line.
No.
You just can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
We need time for plays to develop, and if the pass rush is getting to the quarterback, there's just nothing you can do about it.
I know
they did do well in run blocking. Dalvin Cook had a few good totes. Madison had a few good
14 for
totes.
63. I mean, like I said earlier, he doesn't need a lot of carries to break a couple. He just doesn't.
No.
Taylor needed 26, and I think they've got a stout offensive line. Granted, our defensive line is so dismantled, and there's no one in the middle.
Well, and that's what they talked about. They
ran away from Ngakoue. That's all they did.
So Mike Zimmer has 6 new starters on defense.
I think it's 7 actually.
7?
I think, or maybe it might be 6 new starters, but we had 7 depart, so 7 left from last year. That's hard to manage.
And so people, I was critical of Zimmer. I'm still going to be critical of Zimmer, but they made a really good point. Zimmer didn't forget how to coach defense. He's just dealing with a whole new setup.
Exactly, and that's where I want to kind of it's hard during the game. It's really frustrating because like we were texting on Monday night. Like you get all excited for the whole year. This is what you look forward to, and like this is the product that we have, and it's hard. It's like it's
frustrating. This is going to complete my thought. So the other piece of your team that can make up for a lot of wrongs, or that that rather can't make you can't have enough good things outside of it to make up for all the wrongs is the cornerback position. You have to have good cornerbacks, and Gladney did some good things. They called some really dumb illegal contact penalties, which were just...
Which, by the way, this referee crew had the most flags the previous week. They had the 14. So, historically, that's what they'd throw flags, and they did.
Yeah,
with the ref coming in on the state, he didn't even think twice about it.
I know. Gladney did some good things. Cam Dantzler was out. Holton Hill, still bad at football. Bro. So bad. I give him...
He's just too small.
If I was Zimmer, I would bench him today. He's just too small.
He is too small. Yeah.
And Mike Hughes, he's not playing on the outside. They've downgraded him to the slot position. Yeah. We had Gladney on the outside. Don't even have a choice.
And Holton Hill. I think in your perfect world, you got Gladney and you've got Dantzler.
Yeah.
But he was out with, I think he had a knee or a rib or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude.
And then
there's more to it. I think I know what you're about to say next.
Go ahead.
The coaching, Zimmer has mainly the defense, right? Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Zimmer has main control over the defense. He has input because he's the head coach on the offense. But dude, Kubiak, this might be the most boring offense in the whole league. We might have the most boring, predictable offense in 2020.
Oh my God.
We can tell you exactly what we're gonna do on almost every play.
Our offense, the offense we're running right now this season in 2020, was exciting in 1974.
Yeah, that was the peak of excitement.
Oh, he's running a bootleg.
Play action. Bootleg. What's going on here, John?
God, it's just so frustrating.
You know what makes it even more frustrating is when I watch. I know I can't compare quarterbacks. It's you can't compare girlfriends, you can't compare. Right. It's just not fair.
Right.
But it's so hard for me to watch Cam Newton, Russell Wilson. Who's the guy in the Cardinals? I was just watching
Kyler Murray.
He was tearing it. The fact that on 3rd and 4 they have the ability to get the first down and continue the drive is such a leg up in life.
Yeah.
That's why Bill Belichick is loving Cam Newton, because the guy can go get a first down.
Exactly. Well, and Bill Belichick, he started out defensively minded, but he was getting really creative. When he had Cordero Patterson, he was the first one to use Patterson as a running back.
And he adapted.
Yeah.
We don't. Our coaches do not, and it will be the death of us.
Kevin Stefanski had it right.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski had
I have something to say about that. But go ahead.
So I saw a tweet that said that the Browns.
Yeah, I sent that to you guys. Didn't I? Maybe you sent that. Maybe you did.
So
yeah.
The point of emphasis for the Browns this offseason was improving their offensive line. And right now they're fourth best in pass protection and 6th best in run blocking. And it's Kevin Stefanski. We had him last. Kevin Stefanski had it right.
Yeah. And I have a feeling Zimmer didn't want to change.
Well, and you would think that with Zimmer wanting to run the ball, if he's going to have any influence on the offense, it's going to be run the dang ball. You would think that with that being his mentality, that he would be into a stout offensive line that can, do something like the 49ers. But we don't. And I don't know why.
I'd like to know, did the Browns pat their line in the draft, or did they pick up, or did they do a mix?
Because, I don't know.
Because here's the thing. Dude, we've spent so much money. We literally we've got nothing left in the bank.
Yeah.
Because it's Thielen, it's Cousins, it's Cook now. Yep. Barr's got a decent... Rudolph had that extension.
Rudolph.
Like, where's this money? The money is not found in the line.
You know where it's all coming from? It's all coming from frickin' Eric Kendricks restructuring every time we need to keep one of our players. And that, if there's anybody we need to keep, it's that dude.
Yeah, he's the best.
I know.
Arguably one of the best middle linebackers in football today.
Now he got beat on a deep ball this week, but a linebacker's not supposed to be on a deep ball.
I can't even be mad at him.
He's not even supposed to be on a deep ball. What's going on? Like, Harrison Smith played really well. He caused that interception. He had a couple of good hits, hitting dudes behind the line of scrimmage. Like, the guys that have played well for us previously are still playing well.
Yeah.
There's so many new guys. Shamar Stephen just got beat. Like, he got beat all week. The inside of our line is nothing. Like, so this is what I wanted to bring up about the 49ers playing against us and the Packers in the playoffs last year. They just have their way with us on the offensive line and just being able to run the ball. Like Raheem Mostert, who was a nobody. Matt Breida, who was a nobody.
Right.
Like, they ran for like 300
you and I
yards
could go in there and play.
Exactly. And it's like, and the same thing happened yesterday. Like, they were just making holes for Jonathan Taylor, and we couldn't do anything to stop it. Like, they can get to the second level, but by the time they get to the second level and we stop it with our linebackers, they already have 5 yards in the first down. It's like, come on.
Second and 4, second and 3.
Come on. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he had 26 carries for 101 yards. And so it's like, all right, you average 3.9 yards a carry. It's like, all right, you're getting to the second level, and then the second level is shutting you down. It's like, what is happening?
And here's the problem, man. We said that this was going to be the game plan. Rivers didn't throw too many balls deep. No. He really didn't. He had a couple to the tight ends, Kendricks, like, those were wide open.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, that guy played a phenomenal game. He was just wide open every time. I know. But here's the thing. We knew that was going to happen, but we couldn't do anything to counter it.
No,
because we can't. Our only defensive weapon on the line is Ngakoue.
Well, and I think the reason
they ran away from him,
why we let Linval Joseph go last year, was partly because of that 49ers game. Like, dude, you're supposed to be taking,
and we got
locking the middle down.
Pierce is bigger, and he's even more mobile than Joseph was.
And he opted out. You can't.
So, like, there's another facet to the game that we can't.
That's super unfortunate. But gal, dang it! Like,
I know, dude.
We need to be able to stop that run up the middle. Like, and we haven't been able to.
Outmanned.
And you know what? We'll talk about it on the next episode, but we're playing the Titans this week at US Bank Stadium. What do you think Derrick Henry is going to do?
We are screwed.
Oh, my God.
Dude, hey, okay, how much money you want to put on how many yards he gets?
Derrick Henry is going to run for at least 120 yards. Okay. At least 120 yards. And it'll be primarily in the ends between the tackles.
Oh, yeah. He's just that big that you touch him with your hand falls right off. Yeah, easy 125. Right. I'll go. Yeah,
we've said a lot of negative things. I want to say something positive about the Vikings since we're talking about running game.
There's nothing positive.
Dalvin Cook he's a unicorn.
That's a given. Yeah.
Like, people have him dead to rights in the backfield, and he just runs around him. Yeah, like, I know. I love watching that dude
tiptoes his way, and the center of gravity is not affected.
I love watching that dude run, but giving him the ball 14 times a game, I'm sorry, isn't going to cut it. We need to get him the ball 20, 25 times a game, and it's not just like, for Zimmer, you got to run the ball, keep the clock running. It's not just about that. It's about A, keeping drives alive, and B, feeding one of our best players.
But then here's what it comes to, Sam. Cousins needs to throw the ball. He is an old man who needs the reps.
And he needs to trust somebody other than Adam Thielen.
Okay, that's exactly my next point. I wanted to lead with that one.
He needs to trust somebody other than Adam
Thielen.
Dude,
he doesn't. Why is he not hitting Justin Jefferson? The guy is a slant catch, and he's a 10-yard pickup. I know he has the ability to do that.
We saw this on Kirk's first interception, which we can talk about Kirk's interceptions. But
BZ Johnson, by the way, cannot be in the second slot. He dropped so many balls. He's just not. He's not there. I don't know. He's not going to be a number 2 guy.
He's not.
That needs to change ASAP.
So we saw this on Kirk's first interception. Deep ball to Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen was double teamed.
Yes.
When we had Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen was not
the interception?
That was the first interception. It was deep to Adam Thielen.
Dude,
he forced it into double coverage.
That was awful.
And if Stephon Diggs is on the team, that ball might go to Stephon. It might still go to Adam Thielen, but they're not going to be double covered because it's a two-headed monster. If you have Adam Thielen pulling two dudes away, somebody's open. Somebody's open.
Someone else is open.
And on that deep ball that was an interception, BC Johnson, who we just slammed for drop balls,
I think.
he was wide open in the middle of the field. And it's like, you got to start trusting some of these other guys.
And dude, it's hard for me. You can't sit here and be so critical when we've never sat in that position and thrown the ball with guys coming at you and trying to look at everything that's going on. Like, it's difficult.
Completely agree. And when you know you're going to get slaughtered, so Kirk Cousins was playing like he was scared.
Yes,
like he was scared.
Small.
He was gonna he was gonna get wrecked because the offensive line doesn't give him anything. So when you're playing like you're gonna be scared, but you still want to go win the football game, you're going to try to get the ball to your best guy, and that's Adam Thielen. And so I understand. I get it. It all comes back to the offensive line for me. It all comes back to the offensive line. If you give time for the play to develop, he'll be able to go through those reads. He'll be able to see a wide open BC Johnson. He'll be able to to get the ball to Justin Jefferson.
Dude, you put Russell Wilson, you put Aaron Rodgers, you put any of these guys that I watch them and I'm like, wow. I wonder what that's like. Mahomes, you put any of these guys in, and I guarantee you, Pat, we're in this game, the entire game, with any of those guys, with this line and this team today.
Listen,
we're in the game.
Pat, I agree with you. Those guys are great,
Cousins
and I would love to have one of them.
Fucking go.
But
he needs to go away from Minnesota. He needs to leave.
Pat, listen,
when we let him go, he's not allowed to come back.
Okay, so
he needs to go.
I agree. Those guys are
This
fun.
is what he looks like
great.
on the fucking bench. So let me show you what he looks like.
Pat, listen.
This is what he looks like.
Pat, okay, let me talk. I agree. Those guys are great and they're fun and yeah, sure, maybe they're better than Kirk Cousins, but you got to look at what's available in the market. You can't just say, I want Patrick Mahomes and then dig your heels in the sand.
But we fucking extended the guy. Do you remember that? I think you do remember that.
I do remember that because because we're never going to finish poorly enough to get Trevor Lawrence. Unless that's what we're doing.
I think this year might be. This is the most excited I've been to lose football games. Sam. You want good energy on this podcast? We go win 2 games max. 2 games max. We give up players. We trade. We dump. Rudolph is gone. We clean slate. We boost up the O-line with a brand new player who's going to give energy to the team. There's no energy. Nobody, every team needs that player that can get
I
you
haven't
going
seen
again.
enough Clemson football to know is Trevor Lawrence the stereotypical statue white guy quarterback, or is he a mobile guy like Russell Wilson?
I don't watch any college football. I wish I did, but I went to a school that didn't have that, and
maybe we should start watching college football.
Maybe we should. I would like to. It's hard for me to. I would like to. I need to start doing that, but I know he's way more mobile and he plays very well. That's all everyone talks about.
Yeah. I mean, he who won? Did Clemson win the They stood toe to toe. I don't know. I can't remember who won. Maybe Joey Burrow did win the national championship. He did.
But
that's right.
Clemson won the year before. Clemson won the year before. Yeah. Hey, but here's what I want to say. Here's one way we can look at this. Okay, with all these rookies playing on defense, this is the year to get all the bumps, bruises, all the bad things out of the way, because next year is where growth really begins. This year's done. Let's just say it. Okay? Hey. Remember this? Remember us both saying we were going to go 12-4, 13-3?
Wow. Wow. We didn't have time to get that into an Excel spreadsheet yet.
Bro, it's just a fucking piece of paper.
Listen, we said last week that if we lose to the Colts, that it's time to start raising the alarms. I think it's time to start raising the I'll stick to that. But listen, I'm not ready to say that we're a bad team.
Dude,
listen, I think that we're a mid-range team.
Don't do this.
Doing bad things.
Don't do this.
I think that we're just doing bad things.
We're a 4-win team this year.
The Colts made it to the postseason last year, right?
They didn't have Rivers. The whole team is different. You can't even compare the 2 years.
They had Frank Reich.
They had Brissett.
They had Darius Leonard.
They went out and got a 40-year-old quarterback.
Darius Leonard.
He's amazing.
Who's amazing?
I love that guy. Sam, we're a 4-win team. What are you talking about? Don't. You're gonna crush yourself.
Miracle
every
season.
year.
We started 2-2.
Stop.
Miracle season.
Stop.
We started 2-2.
This team has no
week 4. A lot of people put the benchmark for how the quality at 2 weeks. Like that, you see a lot of a lot of that. You always hear about the Giants always going 0-2.
Sam,
my benchmark is week 4. My benchmark is week 4.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I want to give you a clear distinction on where I'm coming from. Okay, so it's one thing to go 0-2 and be in the games, be in them. Like you lost by a field goal or a touchdown, you were in it. You were okay.
I see what you're saying.
And then it's another thing to literally get your butt spanked. I wish we didn't score a touchdown at the end of the game. That should say 3. That should be 28-3. Okay? That's where I'm coming from. You don't just magically start playing better defense on the cornerbacks. You don't just magically start playing better offensive line. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I agree.
I'm putting my expectations down, so I'm not hurt at the end. I want us to get a high draft pick. This is where we start changing.
Yeah. Maybe this is. The
coaches aren't going to start scheming up. If we don't go after that offensive coordinator in Kansas City.
Here's the thing, though. He's not leaving Kansas City unless it's for a head coaching job.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. I'm saying it's time to cut the ties.
I don't think we're going to cut the ties with Zimmer.
We are
as much as I think that is maybe the right move. I don't think that our organization is going to do that.
I know they won't, which is why it hurts me to say this. Sam, okay, I had a buddy, Packer fan. He made a good analogy and a comparison. We are in the end of the Big Mac Mike McCarthy era.
Sure.
Where you're always there.
Yeah.
Things were kind of new, but they kind of weren't.
Yeah.
And you felt like you were just like spinning your wheels.
I hear you.
That's where we are.
I get it.
That's where we are.
I get it. And honestly, you see a trend among coaches. Like head coaches used to be these old sages.
Yeah,
they're getting younger.
Yes, they are.
You look at Sean McVay, right? You look at Kevin Stefanski, young guy.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor, who hasn't done much, but he's he's trending in the right direction. Young. You hear, there's probably a few more that I'm forgetting.
Right.
The Arizona.
Yes.
What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
From Shanahan.
No.
He's on Shanahan, San Francisco.
Exactly. They're getting younger.
Yeah, I can't think of who I'm thinking of, but yeah. Yeah,
so it's not this sage wisdom anymore. It's all about new and innovation. And Zimmer has done that on defense, but we were texting in the group chat with my brother about this the other. The NFL today is driven by the offense. And in an NFL where it's driven by the offense, I'm okay being a team where our identity is the defense, because that's saying, hey, we're standing out, we're doing something different, and we're shutting the rest of you down, and that's how we're going to be a good team. But you still need an offense to complement that.
Of course.
And I think we have a lot of parts and pieces. We have Adam Thielen. We have some good receivers. We have some of the best running backs in the game. We have a quarterback who's proficient and can throw the deep ball. We need a goddamn offensive line. You see these quarterbacks and the Drew Brees of the world, and they talk about how the Tom Brady's, how they get out within 2.5 seconds. The Jared Goff, they get it out within 2.5 seconds. We don't have 2.5 seconds we don't.
You know what? Do you want to sit down on that couch and watch the whole game again here? I'll get the timer out. I'll give you 2.5 seconds. Let me show you.
Maybe we should try to figure out how to do some sort of watch along with the team where we can
Next time I watch a game, I can sit down and just.
No, but
I want a general consensus. I don't need exact.
For the 4th and Skull listeners, where they can see us watch a game together, maybe that would be
actually kind of fun.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's something we could look into.
Maybe even if it's a rewatch,
maybe
where
not
it's
this
we're
year,
analyzing and breaking down
because this year sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I'm not even in it.
Well, what's this thing that they were talking about? Some electronic whistle.
What?
I heard it on the safety. The commentator was talking about how there's an automated electronic an AI whistle that's blowing the plays dead. That it has the ability to do that in order to protect the quarterbacks.
What?
That, I think that might have been what blew the safety dead.
Well, I have to look back on that because that ref ran in there to
He was really excited.
He was
really excited.
He was like, I haven't done that. I'm not going to do this for all year.
I know.
It's the Vikings. They're going to do it again. Honestly, next week I want another safety. I want to be the first team in NFL history to have back-to-back-to-back safeties.
Pat, don't. You're just
Sam.
You get this way after losses.
I'm in no. I'm in rebuild year. I'm in rebuild mode. I don't see it with Cousins and this team. It's not there.
So one of the elephants in the room that I want to address is Kirk Cousins' interceptions.
Okay, yeah.
The first one was a deep ball to Adam Thielen in double coverage. It was a bad decision.
That was wholeheartedly awful. Bad.
Interception number 2, it was a Hail Mary to the end zone with 1 second left. That doesn't count.
Didn't even get it to the end zone. We have a quarterback who cannot even get the ball to the end zone.
I think he put too much in the y-axis, needed a little bit more on the x-axis.
How many years has he thrown a football? Does he not? He didn't even need that. Doesn't even take any mental energy to calculate the trajectory that needs to go.
When you're trying to throw up,
don't even defend him. Stop.
When you're trying to put
What's
up
the
a
next
jump,
interception?
hold on. When you're putting up a jump ball, you want it to be in the air so that your tall guy can go get it.
He didn't even make it to the end zone. If someone caught it,
because
they would
he
have
was
been
trying to get a little bit more air under
line.
If
somebody went up and caught that, they'd be down at the 1 yard line. They wouldn't have gotten in.
Last interception, it was also not great.
No, it was. I think it went through someone's hands.
Yeah,
did it not?
No, there was a ball that went through Adam Thielen's hands.
Because I went to work by the fourth quarter, so I didn't see some of the game when I was at work.
It was at the point where we were down by so much. We had just been getting beat. We couldn't put a drive together.
I want to put this at 5 interceptions because hang on.
No, go ahead. I'm going to sit here. Go ahead.
No, do you remember that Leonard? It went right through his hands. First off, the wide receiver pushed off, and he still corralled himself to have enough energy to. It literally went through his hands. It went through his hands. It should have been a pick 6. That was one, and then there was another one where it went off BC's. I think it went off Thielen's hands and it bounced off the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say 4.
Look, Kirk Cousins did not play a good game.
I just don't.
Kirk Cousins did not play a good game. He played a very poor game, but as we know, he can play a good game every once in a while, and he is the old guard of quarterbacks where it's the tall white guy statue.
Easy teams, dude.
Against the Saints last year in the playoffs, primetime Kirk
stepped up there, but okay, just how we don't put it all on Kirk Cousins, we don't put all the credit on him either, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah,
we don't. Adam Thielen caught an amazing ball.
He's an NFL quarterback.
Here's the thing. Everybody keeps dancing around the issue. Everybody wants to point to Kirk, and yes, he bears responsibility, but it is the offensive line. I've been saying it. I'm going to continue to say it. Everyone's going to get tired of me saying it. It's not sexy, but you need to pay offensive linemen.
Yes. Dude, no shit. Duh, Sam. Duh. Yes, that's what we need. I agree with that. But hang on. If we get a new offensive line, I don't want Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. I think Minnesota is done with him. He doesn't, dude. Did you see him smile? Oh my gosh. Did you see? I don't care if he hadn't seen Phillip Rivers in 80 years. And I don't give a damn if he hadn't seen him ever and he's his best friend. He smiled like that had the look of a man who had a guaranteed contract and he didn't give a rat's ass. Listen. That smile, I'm putting it on. I will take the effort to do that, even though I hate doing all this extra stuff now because it takes me so much longer. That smile on his face. Oh my gosh, did I not need to see that after that game? He doesn't care. And let me guess, he just sat down on his podcast. Oh yeah, we just need to do better things this time around.
What's the name of that quarterback that played in Miami? Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill.
His stupid podcast. Why does he even have a fucking podcast? What is he doing?
He should leave the podcasting.
What is he doing?
He should leave the podcast. And
this guy's a joke.
We're going to have to.
He's a joke.
We're going to have to label this episode NSFW.
He's a joke.
Pat's getting a little hot right now. But I want to take a look. I know I do. But I want to take a look at Ryan Tannehill real quick. He's the quarterback we're going to be facing in Tennessee coming up. He played very poorly in Miami. You get a good.
He's so. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I would argue
you get
not
pressure.
As well as
you get pressure on him, and it's small too.
You get him into a situation where he has a good offensive line and he thrives. Same thing with Derrick Henry. You give him a good offensive line, and that's part of the reason why he's so as successful as he is. I think the Titans are another case study of if you have a good offensive line, it can make mediocre quarterbacks look great, and it can make mediocre running backs look great. It is the true amplifier of the offense. Now, when you have a guy like Dalvin Cook, you need to pay him. And so you might not be able to do something like that. But if you have a Dalvin Cook with a great offensive line, then you might run into a Le'Veon Bell situation where you have greatness and greatness. I just don't know, Pat. I just don't know.
Sam, we're rooting for 0-3 tomorrow on Sunday, buddy.
You're rooting for 0-3.
I am rooting for 0-3. It'll all make sense in a year. It'll all make sense in a couple years when everyone's like, oh, wow, Pat had the right idea. Oh, wow, look at our team now. Oh, look how we needed this to happen so we could rebuild the empire.
Fans coming out of week 2 should feel alarmed. Vikings fans should feel alarmed. We'll see what week 3 has for us, and we'll talk
Are we
about
at home?
That. Yeah, we're at home.
Okay.
We're going to talk about week 3 next time on the 4th and Skull podcast. I keep wanting to say Diggs Sideline podcast.
I know.
Which, by the way, Diggs is having a fantastic season in
I
Buffalo.
wanted to say, you know what? I'm not even mad.
I'm not even mad.
At this point, I give the guy
Diggs
credit.
Right. Yeah, he was right. He was right.
Doesn't that hurts
right.
to kind of say.
Join us next time on the 4th and Skull podcast. We'll be previewing the Vikings and the Titans. And this is our second AFC team in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
So, should be interesting. All right. Until then, Skull Vikings.